All right, so let's talk about lessons I've learned from 2 months, a little bit more than 2 months, of not tracking calories and losing weight. So just as a recap, I have been tracking calories or points or something since about 2007-ish. So a long time period, right? Like about 13 years worth of tracking. So I already had a solid foundation of knowing what calories work for my body, what that looks like on a day-to-day of eating, knowing my macros, all that stuff, right? So that was already accomplished. In this last 2 months, the things that I've been doing, one, weighing everything on my food scale. So I tell this to everybody all the time. If I were to give you one, if you said, I never want to track food in my lifetime, get a food scale. Just weighing out what a portion of oats looks like, weighing out what a portion of peanut butter looks like, seeing what a tablespoon of salad dressing looks like. It's very important to really watch portion creep because that's the place, excuse me, that so many people get messed up. As a matter of fact, when someone is tracking calories, one of the things I often hear, why is my weight not going down? I think I'm eating at this calorie level. I know it's a calorie level that should be producing weight loss. And I say, let's weigh everything on the food scale. Guess what? Problem resolved. Food scale is the great equalizer. So anyway, food scale has been happening over the last 2 months, but here's what this kind of looks like if we were watching this as a black and white silent movie. The first month, I would say I worked on satiety a lot. Like that was my big thing. So I was still producing all of my meals the way I would have when I was tracking calories, same food volume, same portion sizes. I was weighing everything. And what was happening almost at every meal, I was having a lot of food left over because my mission with not counting calories was to stop when I'm satisfied. Not stuffed, not overly full, but not really ravenously hungry anymore, just content. So my refrigerator kind of got to be a little ridiculous. I had like a half a bowl of salad. I had a half a cup of soup left over, and my deal with myself was I could stop eating and come back and finish it anytime I wanted to. I was really working on scarcity with food, on being kind and compassionate to myself. So my deal was, you can leave this in here, you can come back later, it's not going anywhere, it's okay. And a lot of that food just got chucked. I was throwing it away, I was scraping it out. At the end of the day, I'd never come back to eat it. And so I kind of had a personal check-in after month one, and I said, okay, do I want to keep throwing all this food away? Or do I feel a little bit more competent in knowing about what my portions should look like? So then month two, I did a little bit of a different approach. I said, what is the smallest amount of food that you think will make you content? Let's start with that. Now, you can always go back and make another salad, heat up another cup of soup if you're wrong. But let's start with the smallest amount so we don't end up with so much in the garbage. So this is what I did. I started to use my eyeballs a little bit more. And I would say to myself, okay, normally I make a salad this size. I end up throwing about a third of it away. How about I make a salad smaller, covering up less of the space? And what was happening is I was actually eating it all. I was actually consuming it all. But I got wildly curious in month two. I would normally have weighed out 300 grams, and don't ask me why it's 300 grams, no rhyme or reason. I would have always pre-tracked spaghetti squash, butternut squash to 300 grams raw. That's what I typically would eat. And so I did this with my spaghetti squash. I had made like a turkey pasta sauce. I was gonna have spaghetti squash. I was gonna roast a zucchini. And what I said to myself is, here's the plate. How much do you think you need to eat to be content of the spaghetti squash? So I scraped it out. And then I looked at it on the plate. It looked good to me based on what my eyes have adjusted to thinking of as a portion, right? So first month I was going based on all the portions I had done when tracking calories. Realized I was technically overeating based on satiety. So then month 2, I was trying to train my eye to have a better idea of what the portions really needed to be for me, so I didn't have to keep throwing away a lot of food. So I scrape out the spaghetti squash. I got curious. I'm like, is this 300 grams of spaghetti squash? It wasn't. It was actually 150 grams. And I was floored by that. I was like, interesting. For years now, I have always weighed out 300 grams of spaghetti squash. Don't ask me why, just what I do. And yet when I do it based on my eye, actually based on 30 days of kind of getting feedback on what volume I really do need, it was 50% less. And I thought that was really fascinating. And get this, I ate the 150 grams of spaghetti squash with the turkey sauce on it, the 1 zucchini, but by the way, in the past I would have done 2 zucchinis in my air fryer. I was content. I didn't want any more. I was actually really full, like all that fiber, I was really full. And I found this mind-blowing. Like, I love this. I'm learning so much. So I just wanted to share this with you because a lot of times, one, we don't give things enough time, right? Like, this is now 2 months and I'm just getting to this point, right? And I think we have to give ourselves more time than we think, number one. Number two, we have to start talking to ourselves with compassion, grace, kindness, helping that little kid version of you that's maybe deathly afraid of not getting enough, not eating enough, not having enough, because everyone has a different set of circumstances, right? And learning. The learning piece is huge. Being willing to see what you would normally eat, and then maybe finding that you're not really hungry enough to eat it all when you're not tracking, right? That was hugely mind-blowing for me. Seeing myself not going back and getting it because I actually was content and throwing it away, mind-blowing. Finding that when I actually start gauging things based on my eye, after a month of that, I was choosing to put 50% on my plate, and it was enough. Mind-blowing. So my weight, of course, has been coming down. Why? Because I'm eating less food. See, and this, honestly, if I were to help women who are in that last bracket, like you've already knocked the 100 pounds off, you're trying to get like that extra 10 to 20. I've lost 14.4 at this point. You're in that final stage, but you're already eating healthy. You're eating the protein. You're eating the veg. You know, you're doing all stuff. You might be over consuming spaghetti squash. You might be over consuming chopped broccoli in a salad. And you think to yourself, but these are healthy foods. But if you're over consuming calories, it doesn't matter if it's broccoli, candy, whatever, it's over consuming calories, right? So I'm hoping this is helpful for everybody. And who knows, in month 3, I might learn something totally new, right? But this is what I always say, you're never done. You're never done. Like, as you get older, your body changes, your appetite changes, you learn new skills. You're morphing in this journey, and enjoy it. Don't feel like it's gotta be a one and done, I'm finished, wipe my hands of this, check it off my list. Actually become more inquisitive about yourself. Learn what you're capable of. Try hard things. Don't be afraid. And if things don't work, you can always go back to what you were doing before if that was more successful. But do give yourself opportunities to try new things and see what really does work for you. Anyway, wanted to give you this update on how I've been working with this whole not tracking calories, losing weight, and kind of what it has looked like month to month for me. If you have any questions or need additional help, please leave it in the comments below. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and share this info with other people who might need some additional help in their weight loss journey. You guys have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.